everyone. This is Lisa from Power Wheelchairs for Success. You probably already knew that if you've been to the channel before. So hi, and good to see you again. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're going to cover what aspects to pay attention to in regards to your power wheelchair. These aspects are important because you want to keep up with the maintenance of the power wheelchair or have someone assist you in watching out for these needs. So first of all, I'm going to talk about your wheels. Each part of the power wheelchair is going to have a different coverage in terms of, I'm missing the word right now, but it'll come to me. So warranty. Warranty is the word I wanted to come up with. So different parts of the power wheelchair have different warranties. The frame of the power wheelchair is what has the longest warranty. So that will be about 5 years because that's what usually power wheelchairs last, between 3 and 5 years. So with some care, it will last you until the 5th year. So here are a few tips. The base of your power wheelchair, the wheels, those are really important. You have, depending on the design of your power wheelchair, you have casters, which are the smaller wheels, and the bigger wheel, which is really important, of course. But that is the base of your power wheelchair, and you really don't want anything to go wrong with the wheels. So be checking them, give them an eyes over once a week, but especially once a month. Make sure there's no tears, there's no cracks, that there's no chips in the wheels, because most of the time the power wheelchair wheels are solid. They're not inflatable. Only those wheels that for all-terrain power wheelchairs might be inflatable, but these are not. These are solid wheels, and your bigger ones are kind of like small tractor wheels, and they're very strong, so there's not a worry. I've never had problems with my wheels, but it's important to check them. I did see a gal who came in with a power wheelchair, and her wheels were a mess. They were chipped, and they were cracked, and they were torn, and she didn't know that the wheels had warranty and she could get them changed, or the insurance, some insurances will cover to get those wheels changed, because they are that important. It affects the balance and the function of your power wheelchair. So keep an eye on them. Make sure they're tight. If anything is, I had a tire that got loose, which is extremely rare, but there was something weird going on when I would make a turn, and I checked the wheels over and over, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I made an appointment to go to the garage, and they checked my wheels, and they found one of the big wheels that was completely loose. So good thing I went. So he tightened all the wheels and checked them and made sure there was no other issues. So once in a blue moon, something weird like that will happen, but it's not common. Usually coming out of the garage or out of a factory, they're good to go. So don't worry about that, but do check them. And if something seems off, just call the provider, the company that sold you the power wheelchair, and make sure that you make an appointment or have somebody come in and check those wheels. So that's for the wheels. The next part is your joystick, or whatever you're using to drive, because power wheelchairs, vary. Sometimes people drive with their headrest. It's curved and has buttons on the back and both sides. So you want to make sure that's working appropriately. Don't get your joystick wet. When you are cleaning it, keep the water away. I'm going to just back up here a little bit, see if I can show the camera what mine looks like. Okay, hold on, guys. So there it is. Don't get that wet. You really want to take care of that. So there's even like a little, I have like a little tiny raincoat that they make for these. So if it is wet outside, rainy, snowy, I put the plastic little raincoat over it and not an issue. So if there's any part of the power wheelchair you want to protect, it's your joystick area. What do I do to clean it? Maybe a little bit of a damp rag that's had soap on it, and I get all the soap out, but it's a clean rag. It's just damp enough to wipe around and make sure I get all the dirt and dust off of it. So that's something you really want to, there's a beautiful hawk up there. It's a beautiful day in Wisconsin. The sun is shining. We're finally moving into spring, so I'm just watching this beautiful hawk that comes to visit me once in a while. So he's out there taking advantage of the sun and the beautiful day, so he's happy up there. So joystick, make sure you keep it clean and dry at all times. The motor, of course, you do not want to get it wet. So again, if you're going to clean it with just a damp rag, go around the frame and the seat. So make sure your seat is not loose or doing anything weird. Usually it's not. But, power wheelchairs for the most part do well, in general. Make sure your power wheelchair is charging appropriately. If something seems off or weird, again, call the company and just say, it's not charging, or I'm losing charge very quickly before the day is up. Because usually the charge, when I'm home, I go up and down, I go all over the place, and usually I still have a full charge at the end of the day. My power wheelchair can go 15 miles. So usually at the end of the following day is when the batteries will be a little bit low and I need to plug it in to recharge it. So if something seems off or weird about the charging, just call the company. Now, there are some people out there who are mechanics and have absolutely no fear of tweaking and going in there and adjusting and changing programs and all that kind of stuff. If your power wheelchair is kind of new to you, I don't suggest that anybody do that because it could cancel out warranties. So you really don't want to tweak anything because of the warranty. So you want to make sure that the professionals take a look at it, and you want to take advantage of the warranties for the frame, for the tires, for the different parts. So I want to drive home. The issue is that you have warranties, and the frame has one warranty, and other parts of your power wheelchair have different warranties of a year or 6 months. So you want to be checking in your booklet, and it's possible that the insurance would cover it, so you don't have to pay anything. If you start tweaking it, or a friend comes in and starts tweaking it, that will nullify the warranty. So you want to be careful with that. I can't think of anything else. Tires are important. Your joystick and your batteries are like key components of your power wheelchair to really keep an eye on it, make sure everything is okay. Be checking it. Your power wheelchair is your friend, and it's helping you to the best of its ability. So some TLC is good. I have another video, and I'll post it up above, on how to clean and maintain a little bit your power wheelchair without affecting anything, without affecting the warranties especially. So for you guys and gals out there who are super mechanics, great. Just be careful, you too, with your warranties. Once the warranties are expired and all that kind of stuff, if you have a great friend who's a mechanic or knows a lot about power wheelchairs, then sure. My power wheelchair is pretty new. It's not a year old, uh, so I just keep it clean and watch out for the different parts. I went to the garage once because of that tire issue. I couldn't figure out which tire was not behaving, and so I went to the garage and it was a loose tire, one of the big ones. And thank goodness I went, because if that tire had come off, I would have gone down with the power wheelchair. So again, that doesn't happen often, but it can happen out of, I don't know, depending on the terrain and everything else that you use. I go out often to other buildings here on campus, so I go across parking lots. So that could have been the reason why the tire came a little loose. But and it was kind of new out of the factory, so not an issue. They just tightened it and checked all the wheels, and I was good to go. So again, just do eyes on, at least once a week. And if anything seems off, just call the seller or the company that sold you the power wheelchair and just say, hey, I'm concerned about this or that, and they'll jump in to help you and tell you who to go to, or make an appointment for you to get it checked. A lot of times they'll come to your house to do this, so most of the time I knew that my power wheelchair was going to need to be put on a hoist to check all the tires, and which is what they did. So I just transferred over to a chair, and they put the power wheelchair on a hoist and lifted it up, and they found the tire that was loose. So those are my best suggestions. If anybody else has any questions or experiences or guidance that you can give to others about caring and checking your power wheelchair, please post your comments down below, share your experiences, and that will certainly help others. All right, take care of that power wheelchair, and I'll take care of you. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.